Evan with Green Thumb Lawn Care here. We're at a customer's house we're going to refer to as Mr. TF. Mr. TF is a previous customer of ours. At his old house, he's got a new place now and wants to get some ideas of what can be done here. So if we go up into the front yard here, most of this, actually almost all of it, except for some fescue over there, almost all of this front lawn is a mix of warm season grasses and weeds and different things. We've got some Bermuda in here. We've got some Nimblewheel. We've got some buttonweed right there. Some more buttonweed over here. And they've put a couple strips of sod down through here. I guess this was bare when they got the place. We do have irrigation here, so that's good. This bit of sod here didn't take, and Mrs. F was asking about possibly having the old sod here removed and then seed put down, or seed over top of it. Just kind of personal preference there, whether you want it removed so you don't have to look at it, or just seed it over and see if it'll smooth itself out. She was concerned with the bumps and ridges of the ends of the pieces of sod. So this area here in the middle we didn't measure for. Mrs. F was thinking maybe just kind of let it lay as it is. So we would go just kind of around the perimeter of these trees. Everything on the inside would just stay the same. Anything on the outside could possibly need some seeding and some work done. So we go around the corner here. The property line's kind of strange. It goes from this box down to this drain, and I'll show you the other line when we get there. It's a little soggy right here. I'm not sure if there's a irrigation issue or it's just maybe an area that collects water due to all this rain, but it's a little soggy over there right now. It's hard to tell with this rain. So basically the property line goes right up by this tree, and then on this side of these trees up to some raised beds, up to those white raised beds. So again, this is the same, just a summery warm season mix of grasses and weeds. Most of this will go dormant, meaning it'll brown out for the winter. There's a little bit of fescue mixed in that'll still give you a little bit of green, but not much currently here. Around the side here, looks like they might have had a little bit of an issue with some wash here. You can see some dirt areas where just everything's washed off of it. There's no grass or even weeds in some spots here on this side. So I'm gonna widen this out. There we go. Okay, again, we're continuing along the property line here. Around the side, we've got some moss growing here. And then we get into this, looks like ground ivy or some other sort of broadleaf here. Little patch of fescue right here. And then we're back into that warm season, just mix of wild grasses. This mic, you might have to help me identify that. Let's see. Well, not sure exactly what it is. Maybe jewgrass, but it's pretty much established all on this little hillside here. So the property line goes from about where these boxes are back to a orange piece of tape back there, and then continues along the fence there. About 5 feet off of it, there's another orange marker over there, and then from there it's pretty easy to see. It's just about 6 feet on the other side of the driveway there. So we get up into this back. We've got some open areas, like right here. We've got sun coming in. But then you get over there around the play set, underneath a lot of trees here. So light would be a concern, how much light we're getting in here, as far as how well grass will establish. We may need to put some shade seed in here. I mean, I don't know, maybe we have enough light for a regular turf type tall fescue. You can see it's kind of barren under here. This is typical if a yard is not kept. This will just kind of happen underneath trees, from acorns, hickory nuts, anything falling from these trees, just beating the ground up, and then the trees sucking the moisture out of the ground. Kind of makes it real tough for stuff to survive down here on the ground level. So watering will be a little bit more of a concern here. We just want to probably try to adjust the timer so we get more water under here. Give this area a chance to do something. You can see it's pretty rocky up here. But it's workable. We come up to the front here. More of that warm season mix of just grasses and weeds and all kinds of stuff. And then over here on this side, it looks like the neighbor's lawn care has trickled into the yard here, and it's fairly well established. Fescue minus this patch of nimblewill. A little bit of buttonweed right here. Okay, so that's pretty much the scope of the yard. Mrs. F was questioning, or not questioning, she was just mentioning that she may not want to do too much here. She just may want to try to get some seed established through this. I went ahead and took some soil samples and measurements so we know what we're working with. If you guys decide to go ahead and do the full program, we'll have that on hand ready to send out to the lab and let them tell us what we need. Yeah, you would at minimum you would want to get some seed in here. Some of this fescue style grasses, the turf type tall fescue, get it in here, and that way you can keep it green through the winter, because this 90% of this will just turn brown through the winter, being that it's all warm season stuff. A little bit of nutsedge here on the corner, but that's all I've seen of that so far, so that's good. Okay, well, that's pretty much the scope of it. I'll get this to Mike, and we'll get in touch with you guys and let you know what we think, what are some options, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Evan signing out.